And welcome to another edition of the Michigan Football Film Study, focused on the offense with Borges. Another week in the books. And anytime we can talk about a victory, it's always a good time, even when we're talking about turnovers. Now, we're talking about some
Oh, yeah, no.
turnovers this week, three of them, but we're also talking about turnover at the quarterback position as Sharon Moore announced that Alex Orji will be taking the helm at the quarterback position. So it kind of changes kind of the focus of the film study a little bit
A
because
little
you
bit.
you'll be able to kind of shift kind
Mhm.
of the focus and talk about maybe some of the plays that might be suited to Alex Orji in this film study, right?
Yeah, I think he brings to the table a different skill set. Okay, so I think you can still include a lot of what you already do, but you want to explore that skill set, and in doing so, think in terms of him more, zone reading and being able to pull balls off certain running plays, which will separate the defense a little bit, make him more aware of his running dimension. Plus one runs, Q powers, isolation plays, quarterback draw. You saw a few of them in this game, but I think the package will expand a little bit. Maybe some RPOs. You saw a few RPOs in this game, and we're going to talk a little bit about that because I think it's a logical thing to do with him. So he's not Davis Warren. He's Alex Orji, and he's a big strapping kid that can run the football and if given the opportunity, I think can throw the ball enough to get the defense to respect that phase of their game.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of going to be the plan.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting exercise to see him at the quarterback position, and we will maybe kind of give people a little blueprint, a little menu, a little preview, if you will, what to look for with Alex Orji at the quarterback position. Before we get into it, though, a little menu, a little preview of what you can expect here on the football film study. Listen, our home here on Autograph. What is Autograph, folks? Hope you're enjoying our new home, Autograph. This great app brought to you by our friend Tom Brady, Michigan's own Tom Brady, TB12. Saw what we were doing with these film studies and said, listen, why not bring it on over to Autograph? Because this is the place where fandom lies, where I want people to be able to come to realize all the things that they do as fans and be rewarded for it. That means listening to the podcast, reading blogs, watching their favorite videos associated with their teams, watching exclusive content like your film studies, and then getting points for them. And then when they get these points, being rewarded for being able to redeem those points for rewards. That's what Autograph is all about. And that's what you're able to do now that the film studies, both the film study with Al Borges, the film study with Vance Bedford, are right here on the Autograph app. So hopefully you're enjoying all of the amenities that are right here on the Autograph app, including our film studies, which are here exclusively. You can also see all of our free content from the Michigan Insider, which comes through here on the Autograph app. Now, our premium content from the Michigan Insider, you still have to go to the MichiganInsider.com to get our VIP content. So our, VIP team content, our VIP recruiting content, you still got to go to the MichiganInsider.com for all of that. Now, we are working diligently on the Buckeye breakdown. Still want to know what those Buckeyes are doing when the bye week hits. Al Borges will be doing a Buckeye breakdown. So will Vance Bedford. But we have to fund those Buckeye breakdowns. Because, see, got to make sure Borges stays gorgeous. Can't do it for free. So help us fund those Buckeye breakdowns. If you look in the comment section, if you look in the description of this video, click that, go over to the PayPal page, help us fund the Buckeye breakdown so we can make sure Al and Vance are compensated for their time that they're putting into these scouting reports. Basically, this is basically analyst sessions for you, the fans, and maybe even for Michigan. Maybe the coaches get a chance to watch it too. Get a little tip. Get a little, some breakdowns as they get ready for the Buckeyes down the line. We actually will be doing 2 breakdowns of the Buckeyes in both Michigan bye weeks, basically covering both halves of the season, all of the games that the Buckeyes will play. We'll be doing 2 film studies for the Buckeyes in the 2 bye weeks. So help us fund those breakdowns. Click those PayPal links. Help us fund them. $1, $5, $20, whatever you can spare to help us fund those breakdowns. Make sure you donate to the PayPal pages. All right, Al, let's go ahead and get into the film studies this week. We saw the rushing attack. It was Arkansas State. It was Arkansas State, mind you. I get it. But the rushing attack got on track a bit, did it not?
It was a step forward, without a doubt. The backs got into the open field more than they have in the first 2 games and had an opportunity to beat some people and make some explosive plays, which is really encouraging. I don't care who they're playing, that you can do that shows that you're capable of doing that. And that was the difference. Is there was some really good, 7 and 8 and 9-yard runs, but there was a couple big ones which really tack some yardage on that total rushing offense, which is really, Sam, that's what Michigan's got to be, I think, to be all they can be, is they've got to be able to run a football. And this was encouraging because it was the start of that. Now, with the addition of Orji, that should add even more to the equation. So I liked what happened. It's not perfect. There's some things in there that definitely still need to be improved, but it is a step in the right direction.
All right. Well, you started off, though, not with the big touchdown from Khalil Mullins, which we'll get to on play 2. You started off with a good play from Davis Warren, which here's the irony of Davis Warren's performance. He was 11 for 14 now. His 3 incompletions were interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every other ball was a completion. Like,
he's very accurate. Yeah, he's very accurate.
He was very accurate on the day.
Made some very nice throws, no question.
If he could have just, not forced the ball on those bad decision plays that he made, he would have had a very good day. But
it's a key part of playing quarterback, Sam. Is I used to tell the guys is don't make your bad plays disasters.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with an incomplete pass. We can recover from an incomplete pass, particularly when the 3 interceptions were all on first down. Okay, that gives you 2 more and sometimes 3 more downs, depending on how close you are on 4th down, to recover from an incomplete pass. So just don't make your bad plays disasters, and you'll stay in the game.
Well,
okay,
but it started off. This is a good play for him.
I love this play. We ran this play when I was there. I've run this play for years, and they run this play to perfection here. It's 3rd and 6, so it's key that we keep this drive going so we can continue to get turns running the football. That's critical now, okay? The call, it's an empty look. There's no one in the backfield. It's a chase concept. Chase meaning one player crossing and another player chasing him behind him, okay? It's versus a 4-1, which is the front. There's 4 guys up front, just one backer in the box. And it's cover 4, which is a 4 deep quarters type coverage. And they played this coverage virtually all the time in this game. I mean, other than about a handful of snaps, they were in this coverage, crowding the box, trying to stop the run, and that was their approach. Okay. All right, let's talk about it. Now, first part of it is Bell. Bell is going to run an out route, a short out route into the boundary, and the outside receiver is going to clear out for him to work on that. Now, that drew 3 guys. 2 guys jumped Bell, and the corner ran with the deep ball, okay? The first look that Davis took was right over there. His wings went right over there to see if I can pick up 6 yards on a pitch and catch into the short side of the field, okay? But it drew so much attention, he got off it. On the other side, you had a corner route by the point man. You had a shallow cross by the wingman. The corner route drew double coverage, okay? Corner and safety basically bracketed that route, which you kind of do in cover 4 anyway, okay? The shallow crosser was the first guy he's kind of going to look at, see if that clears. And that one drew the linebacker. He jumped that, Okay, he wasn't going to let him have 6 yards on a short pitch and catch over the ball. Okay, and then the Loveland worked on the fish. The fish was the nickel guy out there. He's going to work on him one-on-one with all those other guys taking defenders out of there. Okay, he starts outside like he's going to go into the flat and then ducks underneath right in behind that shallow cross. Okay, the defender jumps outside a little bit thinking it could be going into the flat and then kind of overdrops, and Loveland beats him underneath. After Davis, let me finish this. They ran a little twist on which they handled, the right side handled very well. It's what we call a TE, where the tackle comes out, the end comes under. They made a beautiful exchange to handle that, and the guys on the left side handled the straight rush fine. So there's good pass protection on this play. After Davis checked that out, he scanned back to the chase and just played a little pitch and catch shot right in the middle of the field to move the chains. This is extremely well done. You can see, just sit there, look right, go back left, move the chains. Good play. Very good play. It's a good pass pattern against a lot of coverages. And when you add that little quick out element to it, because a lot of times they'll give you that, just adds more to the play. See him, he kind of broke that guy's ankle like he so often does, and just came underneath him like I'll call a knifing type route where you start out, duck under. And he's very quick for a big guy, and you can see he beat him pretty good.
So now here's old quarterback coach. I know what you would say, Al, because I'm watching this, and I'm watching Colston have to turn around on this play.
Yep, this would be graded down. I'm not. If he can't run with the ball, and he's that clean, he can't reach back. That ball's got to be on his upfield number or in an area that doesn't break his stride. You don't want him to break his stride. As long as he doesn't break his stride, I seldom grade the guy down. But if he's got to stop to catch it on a ball that should be advanced, probably further, I grade the quarterback down. They didn't like that sometimes. Now, I would say, if you got to throw a pass where the guy can't advance it, and the only way you could complete the pass is to throw it in an area where he can't, I would not grade him down. But if there's free access down the middle of the field, and you got to be able to hit him in stride, so our run after catch kicks in. Because I told you when we first started the show, Sam, half your passing yardage has to come through run after catch, and that's all based on the ability to be accurate with the ball.
But you like that he went one side of the field, came back to the other, and hit the right guy.
Yeah, it's a good read. It's well managed. It's just a good job. I mean, you just got to have a little more fine with the throw, but he knew exactly what he's doing. He didn't force the ball into the short side. He saw the coverage was over there. His eyes naturally pulled the defense off the chase route, so he was able to reset his feet, boom, and stick that ball in there and move the chains.
All right, so now we get to the first big run play of the day, and this had some elements to it. This had the element to it with the backs that we saw all day, where backs were running through contact, Al.
Goodness, yeah. They did a great job. The backs, I thought both backs played real well, particularly Khalil. Khalil, again, created explosives, and that's what they need in their offense is more big plays. So, but this play is kind of off the mother play, the duo play. It's a variation of another duo, okay? I call it, I don't know what they call it, but I call it a counter duo, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is counter duo, which means it starts one direction for a beat and then comes back. It's not a gap play like a counter play. It's just a counter duo. Everyone is blocking back just like on a duo play. They're seeing a 4-3 defense, again, with tight safeties, very tight safeties. You can see last week, those safeties were 5 yards behind the umpire, the umpire being that official right in the middle there. This week, those guys were crowding that umpire. They were trying to get involved in that run just as quickly as they possibly could.
Yeah, so Vance, he makes he's been making a distinction here, and it's worthy of note. Some defensive coordinators, they'll tell you, quarters is a run defense, and you can trigger safeties downhill hard, and play them like, hey, this is it'll look like this is not a loaded box, but I'm playing these safeties triggering hard downhill on the snap of the ball, where the box really doesn't look loaded, but the box is loaded.
Box is low. See, I've seen this both different. I've coached with coordinators that play for cover four totally differently. Okay. And it all's based on whether you think you can cover the wide receivers one on one. The question you ask is, where do you want the safeties to make the play? Do you expect the safeties to make the play within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage? I played against, I was at Cal. When I was at Cal, the defense coordinator expected the safeties to make the play within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, sometimes 2. That is a hard triggering quarters coverage where the corners are basically singled up. Okay. Texas did not play a hard down. They played their safeties 5 yards behind the umpire. They triggered, but they did not trigger quickly. They were actually blockable for the wide receivers. This type of defense is tough on blocking the wide receivers, but tough on them on covering the wide receivers because they basically have no help on play action passes, particularly if it's a gross read that looks like a run, brings them down, and the corners are basically singled up. If they're capable of doing that, this is a great way to play. But it's a good point because people play cover four differently, and how where you want that tackle to be made determines how you're going to play those safeties.
All right, but these dudes, they're coming now.
Oh, they're down, yeah.
These dudes are coming.
Yeah, I call it, they come a humming on the snap of the ball, Sam. They come a humming.
Counter duo lead versus
Counter duo lead. Let's look at it. All right, we'll start with Bredesen, and I believe that's Gentry has been put in at second tight end. They're an end over look. Great way to kind of unbalance or pull guys out and still be able to run the ball. Those two are block and duo. Bredesen down on the 9, Gentry down on that Sam linebacker. You got a double team on that 3 technique with right tackle and the right guard. And they fill a backer. They fill a backer quick, Sam. It might be a blitz. Or it could be just a quick run through. But they do a great job of seeing it and picking him off. And I'll be darned if on the other side, center and left guard, they go to double the 2-eye. Let's show you that. There it is. And the other backer does the same thing. So it might have been a double A gap blitz or double A and B gap blitz. Who knows? But they see it and they pick it off. This was big. Because there's no pursuit, this was big to get in the play going. Okay. And then on the backside, Hinton just single blocks that 5 technique. His job just don't get beat underneath, And here's the lead part of the counter duo lead, is the receiver now is going to come around and lead on that safety. He's going to lead on that safety, which adds a bonus blocker to the duo play. Okay. So you got a lot of bodies in front of the ball carrier. All right. You can see now that safety triggered on the lead blocker, but he did a good job of getting blocked. Khalil starts to the left just to freeze the defense for a beat and then comes back to the right, making his duo reads. Okay. As soon as he sees everything kind of collapse a little bit, he pops outside, picks up the block of the lead blocker, breaks a tackle because that Sam linebacker bounces off Gentry and is free. But it don't matter. No block, no problem. Runs right through the tackle, and there he goes. That's what the running backs are on scholarship for, Sam. That's why they're on scholarship, because when they get to that point, they got to win those matchups.
See, this has kind of been my point, Al. When you are in a situation where, your line needs to be made right sometimes. Where is it going to be made right the most frequently? And I think it's going to be in the run game, because here most of the guys get it right, and this is not picking on Gentry at all, but you can see on this play, that's he just doesn't get to the linebacker. Linebacker gets a free shot on Khalil, and Khalil runs right through the tackle.
Right, but you know what happened, Sam? He got started. You know what I mean? Right. If that happens in the backfield before you get those wheels rolling, usually it's a tackle for loss.
Right.
But if you get those shoulders turned to the sideline or turned upfield, you can see now he can use all his skills to either run through the tackle, juke the guy, or whatever it takes, run him over, whatever it takes to win that matchup.
Right. And at least he screened him a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not excusing the no block. But at least
No.
he ran a little interference, and everybody else got good blocks, right? So
Yeah.
the play was able to get started.
Hey, very seldom or every one of those guys going to get that guy blocked clean. Sometimes there's going to be a ricochet here and there, or not. It won't be all you want it to be. That's when the back's got to show his skills.
Right.
Just don't hit me before I get going. Get me going, and then I'll win.
Yeah, and the backs, and especially Khalil, he had a great game, a career high game. They did this all day. And look, I want to qualify it. It was Arkansas State. I'm going to continue to say that because I know fans are going to say that. But look, it's a good game to build on.
Particularly coming off the last game. There's no question. It's what I call a get well game. You were sick. You needed a week to get well. That's no disrespect to Arkansas State. They played their butts off. But this is a game you got to win and you got to improve. And I think they did both.
Yeah, I do too. And they did it doing kind of what we talked about, Al, getting back to basics. Your staple. What's your if there's a staple run play, it's duo, is it not?
Duo. They ran 14 base duos and I believe 17 duos, counting counter duos in the game. So they went back to the womb in this one.
That they did. All right, Al. But the blemish on the game, the turnovers. I mean, it disrupted momentum. You run for 300 yards in the game. You have 11 completions in the game, but the 3 incompletions are interceptions. And the first interception was one. And there were some mishaps on the back. So there were a couple of times, and Donovan, he raised his hand in the post-game press conference. And one of the times he raised his hand was going the wrong way on a couple of plays, including this one, where there was an interception where he goes the wrong way on a play fake. And so we'll bring it up now, but that's not what led to this interception.
No, he did go the wrong way, but he can only block one guy, okay, even if he went the right way. And there was another guy who was free that got the pressure. At the end of the day, on my call sheet, if it was me, I would say this is an ill-timed call. This just was not a good play into the defense, which means you either want to get rid of it, cut your losses, or if you can see it, check out of it if you're giving him that latitude, okay?
You wonder if they were giving him, did they give him the flexibility to do that?
Yeah, that I don't know. But for us, again, assuming the quarterback had the mental wherewithal to handle all that, power pass is what it is. It's not a great blitz protection. It just isn't. It's more designed for a 4-man rush, some form of zone defense, So in this instance, and we're going to detail this to the umpteen as we go, you'll see why it's just not a great play against the defense. Now, that doesn't mean the coach is an idiot. That doesn't mean any of that. When I tell him, if I call him, I won't call them all perfect down because I was. But so when I don't, if you can't get out, cut your losses. Make it very, very unseemly. Throw the ball away. Pick up your weapons. Let's move to the next play. We still got 2 more downs to get a first down, and this is 1st and 10, right? You got great field position. You're on the 39-yard line. Field position's good. Plenty of time for us to keep the drive going. Okay, let's look and see why what I'm saying I believe to be true. Low corner, wide safety, alert corner blitz. Whenever you see that safety cheating off that hash mark, see, he's about 3 or 4 yards off the hash, and that safety's down low, and he's actually inside too. So right away, I'm thinking, I smell a rat. It's going to be a corner blitz, but you create the alert that it could be a corner blitz. Okay. So that's the first tip.
Oh man, they're tipping the hell out of it, Al.
They are. I've seen guys show this look and not corner blitz. Now I don't know about these guys, but some guys will make you think they're corner blitz, and the safety will go jumping over the top, and then they don't do it. But the point is it's a possibility. Mm-hmm. It's a possibility, so you have to be aware of that.
All right.
once they do that, now the will goes on the line of scrimmage in blitz posture. He looks like he's pressured. Now all the indicators are something's up. Something's up, okay? Something's up. So with a low corner, safety cheated off the hash, will on the line of scrimmage, they may drop, but I'm going to make damn sure I know what's going on before I ignore them, okay? All right, there's the start of the protection. The center and the left tackle blocks the 5, the center blocks back on the 2-eye, okay? The right tackle and right guard come down and double team that 3 technique to sell the hell out of the power play. They want those linebackers biting so we can hit something in behind them, okay? The guard and the fullback, the guard pulls and he wraps up inside and looks for anything right off the tackle's butt. And the fullback comes and kicks out that 9 technique just like he would on a power play. So up front, it should look and sound like a run and power to be specific, okay? So that's your run look. Now, Donovan goes to his left and he takes the fake, eyeballs a Will backer, and then again, I'm not sure if they send him out off a check release or not, but if no one comes, then he can go ahead and get into a route if that's what they want, okay?
So his
But
man,
he basically has the will.
he has the will. His man
Correct.
has the will.
Correct. All right. With all that said, what Donovan ends up doing, and this is why he raised his hand, he went the wrong way. He went to the right instead of the left, okay? Now, that's a mistake, but if you know who you got, go get the guy you got, even if you went the wrong way. But that's not really the problem. The problem is the corner, because Donovan's only one guy, and only one guy can block one guy. We would never ask him to be Superman and block 2 guys. So the corner is free, and we'll show you what the blitz looks like. There's your first route, post route by the X. Shallow and up, and that's key. That's key to this. He's going to run a shallow and take off up the field for a big play. They've run this route before. I haven't seen it off this action, but they've run this route before where they want you to believe they're running a shallow cross, and then he takes off, okay? That's Colston's route. Here comes Charleston. He's going in motion, and he's going to run a deep stop right in the middle of the field. He'll be an alternative too if nothing looks good, okay? He's run a deep hooking type route in the middle of the field. So that's what it looks like. And against zone defense, that's a hell of a play now. That's a hell of a play because it looks like a run. You're going to get the core to bite the run. Somebody in there is likely to be open. But they throw us a curveball. They bring the will underneath in the B gap, kind of rough. It wasn't really a clean looking blitz, but that's where he's trying to go. And to complicate matters even more, they bring the corner off the edge. That's the guy that really raises all the hell. Now, you stop and think to yourself, all right, if you're the quarterback coach and if you communicate to the quarterback, if you're in trouble and you got a free hitter, that means a guy coming unblocked. What is your quickest throw? Even if it isn't a completion, what keeps us from getting sacked? Well, there's not a lot of guys on this play that are right in front of you where you can throw it quick because the tight end's turning up the field, the X is running a post, and the Z receiver's running a deep stop. So none of those are quick. But what you can do is try and throw the ball over the head of the crossing tight end so that they can't call a penalty. And then, like I said, go to the next play. Okay. And I'm not sure he wasn't trying to do this. You know, I like to ask him, he may have been trying to, but it is an art to be able to throw the ball away under extreme pressure, get it close to a receiver so you don't get a penalty, and not risk the ball being intercepted. That's experience. That's experience. Guys can do that have played a lot, but in this case, he couldn't do it. You know, he got a ton of pressure. He just threw it up. He didn't really know where it was going. And the guy that was covering Colston jumped underneath it and intercepted the ball. Had he been able to hold the ball, I think Colston would probably run right by him, but there's no way he's going to be able to hold this. And you can see what happened. Those are plays that when a quarterback's played more, he has a feel for how to cut his losses. throw it where only the good guy get, or basically that one just throw the ball over his head, and you won't get an intentional grounding because it'll be close enough. But see, we're falling on the back foot. We don't really know where the play is going. We don't really know where the defender is, and you get disaster.
Yeah, I think people probably thought watching the play that Donovan was supposed to get the corner, and that's not.
No, well, he could have got the corner, and then the will would have come through and killed the quarterback, and he was even closer than him. So, yeah, it's it just, again, it wasn't timed very well. It happens. I've done it. Everybody's done it. You make a bad call into the defense, and you hope like hell it doesn't turn out to be a disaster.
So, throw it away is basically.
Yeah, throw it away. I'll throw it away. Play next. No one think anything of it. We got a good. We're running the ball well. Everything's in this game is clicking better. So we'll recover. We'll recover from an incomplete pass.
So the second one was we say his arm was hit, affected the throw. People were
affected the throw.
People were debating how much, but
it affected enough for the ball to nosedive. And I don't even know that he hit his arm, but he couldn't pull through the throw.
Right.
And that's I think the most important thing.
Right.
Now here's another one. Again, very similar situation. I don't think we tell.
We did not, but this was the one that got him pulled. This was the one that got him pulled right here.
Yeah. Now I'm going to explain, even though we didn't telestrate this one, I'm going to explain what happened on the play. Okay. They put our boy Walker in to run the deep ball. Okay. He was going to drive that corner the hell out of there. So now he was doing that so that if the safety bit the run, he's going to take a home run, Sam. He'll take one deep, okay? The problem is he got about 10 yards down the field, got tangled up with the corner, got knocked down. Now, what that did was free up the corner. He was on the ground. The corner just kind of ascended back and said, let's see what's up. The route from the other side is Samaj trying to run a deep over route, bumps into the far safety, the safety on the other side of the field, okay? Initially, he got separation from the corner. You can see it. But as soon as he bumped that safety, that corner caught up, okay? Now, once he saw that, again, he wasn't open anymore. He just wasn't open anymore. And the corner was free to play center field, okay? And he threw the ball over Samaj's head, which the ball really shouldn't have been thrown at all, right to that corner that was free because the receiver fell down, okay? So, again, at the end of the day, what happened? And this is a more egregious interception because on this one, he has good pass protection. He should see the throwing lane, see that there's nothing there, and then take the ball. And they covered this pretty well. This was probably another throwaway. Take it and throw the ball over the head of the guy running into the flat and move to the next down. Again, what down is it, Sam?
First down.
First down. 2 more downs in the field position. Still, we're not backed up. There's no real issues. Throw it away, go to the next play. It's maximum protection. He's got both his feet on the ground. Just don't throw that ball. It's just not there, okay? It's just not there. Don't try and make a miracle, okay? We don't need to make those throws. We're good enough where we can get it back in the next 2 downs. So it's unfortunate what happened. The guy fell down and all that. The flanker got bumped and all that. Don't make it worse. Don't make it worse. It wasn't a good play. And you can see here what happened. He fell down. Now the corner just kind of rolls back, and you can see what happened.
Yeah, initially when I saw it live, I thought the receiver fell down. Was that who he was trying to go to? But when you go and you actually watch the play, that wasn't it. Was that even who he was trying to throw to? I don't think. I think he was trying to throw to Samaj, but it was over.
Yeah,
it was way over Samaj's head.
Yeah, it was an errant throw with good pass protection and a bad decision. I mean, this kid made a lot of good decisions and good throws in this game. This just wasn't one of them.
Yeah, with good protection.
Yeah, good pass protection, plenty of time, good pocket. Everything's okay. There's just really nobody open at the end of the day. I thought Samaj was going to be open because he started to get a little separation, but then he kind of bumped the safety, and that kind of screwed that up. The corner caught up, and
yeah, that's the one. I think that was the one because there was not that it would have been okay if there was pressure in his face, but that there wasn't any pressure in his face after the first 2 interceptions, and that I think from a coaching perspective, I think you would say, okay, you had 2 turnovers already. You think that would make them more cautious, more careful
Right.
in a situation like this, and it didn't. That it didn't make them more careful with time to process. I think that was what made Sharon say, okay, you know what? It's time to do something different.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. It's the quickest way to get out of a game because this kid in this game showed some real nice accuracy, some good poise. But if you give the ball to the other team too many times, coach taking you out. He's taking you out. So that's I'm sure was established from the get-go is we can't watch you throw 3 interceptions. I don't care how many completions you do or how many nice plays you have, is we can't get the ball turned over. And that's the only chance this team has to beating us. So the tolerance level at one point, it goes away.
Now, we've been talking about RPOs for how many years?
Oh,
Yeah,
and we've been watching other teams run them at us left
right,
and right.
right. No wonder why they don't. And you gave us a dissertation on why why a team like Michigan might not, even with them being in the playbook and having a player like JJ who is capable and who's run them, why they wouldn't. They want to control their run pass mix, right? Well, in their current scenario, we also talked about why they might want to adopt some of them, and especially with Davis in the game, why they might want to incorporate some of them. Well, now with Alex Orji coming into the mix, Al Borges, why it might be even more beneficial.
Yeah, you're going to get even more crowded boxes. And you got to have some weapons to get those safeties off the line of scrimmage or triggering fast, So, but this was a cool one. And this has been run in the past, not much, but a little bit. This is a line route. Sam, explain to everybody, pause that just a second, and explain what a line route is.
So the line route is where you're running down a line of scrimmage. You don't go past the line.
Why not, Sam?
Because if you catch a ball past the line of scrimmage and linemen are downfield, well, you get a flag thrown on you, Al Borges.
You get a flag. You don't want that. We don't want a flag.
You get in downfield. So you catch a ball on the line, you're still legal play.
Exactly. This is a RPO counter, OT counter. O and T means a backside guard and backside tackle are pulling. Okay. OT counter, Y line. So the Y is going into the flat, and the quarterback is reading that end. If that end, and let's show the read defender. There he is. He's a reader. He's going to determine so much of what our thinking is going to be. Okay. If he chases that tackle, we'll pull the ball out and throw it to the line. If he doesn't chase the tackle and plays honest, we'll hand the ball to the back and run the counter. Okay. So again, pretty good Alex Orji play. You can see backside tackle, backside guard pull, and we just watch that end. And he comes and basically chases the tackle or goes far enough down where you got to pull the ball to be safe. Okay. And there's your line route behind the line of scrimmage, like Sam said. And then what you got is a little convoy. The slot is going to block that nickel guy or linebacker. He isn't a linebacker. And then the outside receiver is going to block the corner. Now, in this play, the safety you see on the bottom of the screen, he retreats. Okay. That's the guy that the tight end's going to have to beat because he's deep enough. We should be able to do it. Okay. So there you go. Pull the ball, flip it to the tight end, pick up your convoy, attack the flank until you're cut off. There goes the end. Nicely done. Yeah, quick little 12-yard gain. I like that. But these are the kind of plays that you would think Orji would really be built for. Davis does this nicely too. I don't want to take it away from him, but these are the type of plays, if you're going to run those counters, those counter reads, this is a nice little weapon to have off it.
So what if a guy runs with the line? If defense feels like they're chasing the counter, you got a guy like Davis a guy like Alex. He could take off, couldn't he?
Oh, here's the deal, Sam. Run pass option always incorporates the possibility that the quarterback might have to run. I used to talk about they're triple options. They're triple options. You may go a whole game, run 10 RPOs, and never run once. You may be in another game, run 10 RPOs, and have to run 5 of them. Okay, let's talk about that. What if those two guys jumped the hell out of that line route, made it virtually impossible for the receivers to block them, but the end closed? What's that mean, Sam? They just gave you the flank, right? Take it and go. Run. If the end chases it, you still have the possibility the quarterback could take off. I've seen it where the quarterback takes off and then flips the line route late. Once they come up, that's a possibility too. So when that guy could run, there's more dimensions to the play.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I think Sharon kind of made this point. The plays are in the playbook, isn't it? They aren't going out putting the Alex Orji package in. The plays are there. They may not have run all the plays that they're going to run with great frequency, but they're all there. Now it's just the frequency with which they run some of these plays is going to change. It's going to increase, Al.
Yeah, you just up the ante on the plays that cater to his skill set, where you may not use those with the other quarterback.
All right, so Al, we're going to see a lot more bluff zones. We've seen bluff zones. I know we've seen a couple of them this year when Alex was in the game. We're going to see them a lot more. We're going to see bluff zones.
Then what do you got to do, Sam?
Got to see split zones, Al.
You see split zone. It just complements the play, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, before we get to the split zone, bluff zone combination, let's show this crack toss, Al.
Oh, yeah, this was good. This is not a new play, but it is kind of a different look. This is a form of pin and pull, okay? Not literal handoff bullet pin and pull, but still has some of the same components of any horn play or pin and pull where guys are wrapping around the horn to block people in the perimeter, okay? Starts off with Bredeson in motion. There he goes, okay? This is called crack toss versus double A cover 3, which means both linebackers are blitzing in the A gap. Ooh, I like that on a toss. I like that. To take yourself out of pursuit by blitzing so that we can get less people out in the perimeter when we toss the ball, okay? All right. There goes Bredeson. And Bredeson is going to go in there and pin that wide 5. He's going to try and take his outside shoulder and eliminate him without him leaking so that tackle can clear on that pull. We'll show you that in a second, okay? But he's the guy that's got to get the play started. Now, we're going inside. And when Bredeson went in motion, that nickel guy kind of shuffled with him a little bit, which helped the angle for that point man to get him blocked, okay? So that was a big part, and I think that's Klein, isn't it, 17? Yeah, that's Klein. So they got a nice big tight end to do it. As soon as he shuffled inside, Klein can now pin that nickel, can pin him, right? It might be a linebacker, but whoever it is, the guy, the walkout guy, he can pin him. So you got two pinners. You got Bredeson motioning to pin the 5, and you got Klein waiting for them to make that adjustment, and then he's going to go pin that walkout guy, okay? Now, to gain a good angle from the outside, Fred goes in there, and he's going to crack that safety. So look at all the angles are our advantage. They're our advantage. We got great angles to block down on those guys, okay? Everybody down, and then somebody, and that somebody being Miles Hinton, is going to pull. And there goes Miles. He's going to pull around all those crackbacks and take out that corner. Does a great job on this play. Take out that corner, okay? So, good angles. They blitz, accommodate us by taking both A gaps. I like that a lot. And all we do is zone it off. Everybody steps to the gap, kind of zones off what they see, cancel all that inside pursuit, and just toss the ball to the perimeter and run around the defense. Run around them until you're cut off. If nobody cuts you off, just keep running around them. And then the backside receiver just runs his guy out. There's your big old escort. Kick him out. Come underneath. Oh, that's so nice. Very well executed football play and dialed up at the right time. They faced a double A gap blitz, which is if I had to ask a defense coordinator, give me a defense I can get a big play uh, on a toss play. Give me a double A gap blitz, and that's what you got. So the stage was set for success, but you still got to execute, Sam, and they did.
in a big way. So I just talked about a moment ago the bluff zone and the split zone. These are they're a couple. They're like husband and wife, Al.
They are. Yeah,
Right?
they go hand in hand, Sam. One complements the other, and then there's a bunch of stuff off that. You're gonna line routes off of slide plays and bluff zones. There's so many things. There's all kinds of cool little offense that you can do, and that really caters more to a running quarterback, right? So we got to show you this. We've talked about split zones and bluff zones, but
It's
never
interesting.
put them back to back. We're going to put them back to back now, okay?
It feels like split zone it kind of is it's a play that was like a play du jour at one point for Michigan, and then it's
Oh
kind
yeah,
of not really been a frequent play for them. But it
no.
feels like, especially with Alex coming back in bluff zone, probably is going to be in heavy rotation. We're going to see a lot more split
I
zone in
would
it.
guess. I would guess. Yeah, I would guess. I think what happened is they kind of went a couple years ago. They got heavy on the duo, and a couple split zones fell by the wayside. Where when we first started doing the breakdowns, we were breaking down split zones every week. I mean, it was a prominent play in their offense, but it's a once in a while play now.
Well, folks, get used to them because I think we're about to see a lot of split zone.
I think you might be right. Okay, here you got a 4-1 look. Great look for a split zone. Safeties are kind of deep this time, so this gives you half a chance. And you can see you just comes across the formation, kicks out the edge guy. Everybody zones to the right. They zone to the right. The back hits it up into that A gap till he can't, and then just slides where he sees an opening. Okay. Double team is on the two eye take. Watch the right tackle and center. See that? They come off nicely. Donovan starts in, bounces back out. Got a nice looking play. See, they leave that end alone and just let that guy kick him out.
Now, do you want? What do you tell your quarterback about how he runs a split zone? Do you want your quarterback running the split zone
We didn't.
different?
We when we called the split zone, that was a playoff for him. He basically handed the ball off and just supposed carried out an RPO like he's doing there, or carry out a race fake where he'd run around the edge, be one or the other. Now, when I was here, Denard was always asking me if he could pull a split zone because sometimes they would close so hard. And at first, I told him no, and then I saw him close, and I said, you know what? If you see it, take it. You know. So after a while, you don't want to inhibit a guy that can do it. But normally, split zone thinking is this is a play off for the quarterback.
Right.
But when you got a guy like him, you gotta change the playbook a little bit.
Right. All right. So now let's go ahead and show you the split zone one more time while I bring up the bluff zone.
Okay, you can all see that. See that. Everybody lock that into their memory as we show you the next play. Okay. All right, there it is. Okay, looked like a split zone, didn't it? All right, let's watch it. See if we can't. Can you pause it just as he gets to him? See, look at that end. He's not sure what's going on. I would take Bredesen. I like him a little tighter just to make it look like you could be kicking, but he still got it. He still got it. Now he's just going to pretend like he's going to block him, go around him and block the next guy he sees in the alley. Okay. The two receivers up top, they got the guys over them. The quarterback reads this play, right? Because he could hand this ball off if he thinks that ends too far up the field. He might have been able to do it here. But since he was turned so much, we always tell the quarterback on the bluff zone, be more aggressive with the pull than you would on a normal zone read, okay, where nobody's attacking that end. You're just reading them. On this one, be a little more aggressive with the pull, knowing that he's going to feel more threatened by that split zone because that dude's coming across and looks like he's going to block it. So he was aggressive with the pull. He pulls it and carries about 3 guys with him here. Boy, this is a physical run for a quarterback, I tell you.
Yeah, it is. Good grief.
Yeah.
Carry guys about 7 yards.
Yeah. I mean, you can see, son of a gun. Boom. First guy hits him, can't get him. Boom. Two more guys hit him. You get three guys, got to bring him down, and he still falls forward. That's a big strapping athlete right there that can.
If he can get his shoulders turned.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look at that, boy. That is a good run. I don't really like seeing a quarterback get beat up that much, but you know, it's hard. It's hard to tame him. You know, particularly when he's trying to win a job. You know.
Yeah. That'll be the dilemma for them. How much do they run him if he's successful?
Yeah, and that's something I think I mentioned it last week. You got to, if he's going to play, you got to target how many times you'd like to have him carry the ball. Okay, are we going to have him carry it 20 plus like we did with Denard? Or are we going to have him carry it 8 to 12, 12 to 15, and knowing that you're not going to hit right on, but at least you know if he's carried it 15, 16 times and that was your goal, your game plan was probably pretty good. At least you know.
Yeah, of course, Al. Of course, you're going to see some draw plays. Of course, right?
Yeah, this is another one that I love this play because it causes so many problems for the defense. And the quarterback can just pick his hole. You know what I mean? He can pick his hole, and if he's patient and they rush four guys, there's going to be a hole there somewhere, right? Here, they're in a 4-1 look. They're in empty. They're going to motion empty, actually. Now, just see where it happens. Take a little drop, and then watch it sort out because it'll generally sort out, and one of those gaps will open up for you, and you can see where it is. But you got to be patient. You can't go too fast. You got to let that rush a little bit and declare their rush lanes. And what if they're twisting or doing something like that, let it sort out and then find your hole. And again, see, they're still having trouble getting him down.
Yeah, Devin didn't like he didn't like them motioning the empty with.
No, we didn't, and that's why we didn't. What we did, we didn't empty our quarterback draws very often because we always wanted a lead blocker in case they blitzed. Okay, so we would always have one guy in front of the quarterback. But what happens sometimes, I used to think, well, just follow that back. Well, quarterback draw, that's not always true. The back may block one way and you see a hole the other way. So, but it handled more fronts if you kept the guy in the backfield.
I mean, it'd help if your lineman there keeps, you know.
Yeah, I think the right guard stalled out here a little bit and kind of.
You know, let's block some. Block.
Yeah, you got.
Well, Alex might have gotten a couple extra yards.
Yeah, that's still another orgy play, Sam. Another orgy play. These are all little things now that'll help his passing because now they don't know if it's going to take off. So instead of rushing real hard to go get him, they're hey, watch out for the quarterback draw. As soon as you tell somebody watch out for the quarterback draw, you slow down the pass rush. Period.
So the thing that I lament, like these are all these run plays, and we'll get into this in the breakdown because how you sequence this, and this is one of the things I want you to talk about is how you got comfortable with how you sequenced the run game with Denard. That was to get a feel for that. It's something sounds like Al you just had to do, like you know.
Yeah. See, what you do is if you're in my situation, I had always been a pro style quarterback coordinator. You know, I had lots of really good quarterbacks, and my thinking was always pro style thinking. But now I knew when I came here that Denard really wasn't that kind of quarterback. So right away you're saying we got to use this guy. He's incredible. I mean, he's got this great talent, but you got to talk yourself into it. If for your whole life all you've done is call a game a certain way, and now you got a different quarterback that dictates you got to call a game another way, and it will take you a couple games to realize it. Sometimes it'll take you a game or two. Oh, no, wait a minute now. He's not running it enough. You look at your numbers. He's not productive as he should be. And so when you go into your game planning room, you make damn sure that you're designing your plan around his running ability. Now, I told you I didn't want him to get hurt because a year before he had been hurt so much, he came off the field in every game. So I said, we got to get somebody else involved. And Fitz Toussaint was that answer. I was very proud of the fact in 2011, we had two guys that rushed for 1,000 yards, Fitz and Denard both rushed for 1,000 yards. So as much as Denard got his opportunities, so did Fitz. So, but at the end of the day, you got to make sure that he gets his chances, knowing you're not going to throw as many balls. So those are going to be run plays. That gives you that chance, but you got to retrain your thinking if you've always thought a certain way. I came off a group at San Diego State, Sam. I had a 2,000-yard rushers, or 2,000-yard receivers, 1,000-yard rusher in 1 year. Okay. I thought, you're thinking it's, God, dog, I just want to do this at Michigan. Well, we didn't have the guys to do that at Michigan. We could still be damn good on offense, but it wasn't going to look the same.
That's an outstanding accomplishment that you were able to switch and morph like that. And we're able to.
It didn't happen right overnight, Sam. It took a little bit of, what I mean?
And you were able to find some competency in the passing game for Denard. And they're going to have to do that with Alex. You wish that they were able to get him some more downfield throws before this start against USC, but it is what it is. And so they did get him a throw in this game, and we're going to show it right now. Devin put this more on the receiver. I'm curious what your thoughts were on this play, Al. I'll bring it up now.
This is a quarters coverage. You can see now the safeties are inside umpire depth, right? They're basically linebackers. This is a trigger quarters. Nothing doesn't look anything like what Texas did. Okay. They are going to trigger as soon as they get a gross run read, and that outside receiver is singled up. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we didn't illustrate this, but I think he double moved him, didn't he? He blew right by him. So now, when you see a guy that damn open, I would not put that on the receiver. Now, the receiver could have done something better, but he overthrew him by 5 yards. Okay, and when the guy's double moving, he's got to slow down a hair, right? So you don't want to quite put as much oomph on the throw. Make it so that he can touch it. You know what I mean? Drop it on top of his head so that even if he has to slow down, and it may not be a touchdown, but it sure is a big chunk of yardage. So, again, I'm so glad he got to run this play because it gives him a chance to learn from the play in a game situation, okay? Next time he throws that ball, he'll be more aware of where he's got to put the ball, less likely to overthrow the receiver. So, and you can see, I think his reaction is such, he thought, God, dog, I should have hit that. But I think he will.
I think the receiver felt like he had some blame too. Maybe he didn't have as much blame, to your point now. Maybe he didn't. I'll defer to you, Coach. But I think there was maybe a little something to what Devin said about him looking up for the ball too quickly.
Oh, he might have, but I think he could have run full speed. He wasn't going to catch that pass. That was balls overthrown, and you could see Alex's reaction. He's thinking he didn't make a very good throw, but that's a double move. I don't see anything grossly wrong with that. Now, could he maybe have run a little faster? I don't know, but I don't think he'd run that ball down. Either way, get the ball to him so he can touch it. You can argue one way that I don't really care. Get it to him so he can touch it. It doesn't have to always be a perfect throw, particularly when the guy's that open.
No doubt, Al Borges. Well, as always, folks, we enjoy spending this time with you. It is a joy to do these. It's actually a joy to spend time with Al Borges.
Oh, Sam, you don't mean that. You're just saying that for everybody, aren't you?
I actually do mean it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And, I hope that we come back next week and we're talking about, all the things that we envisioned with Alex Orji and his impact on the run game, especially, and in turn, the things that it might open up in the pass game. Hope that it's come true. Can't guarantee you that it will. Like I said, I make no promises about how it's going to impact things. Just make promises about, hey, it can't be worse. Couldn't be worse. Just say there's some possibilities that they needed to explore.
No question. And Davis has got to stay on it now, and he will. I don't have no doubt, because it's likely you're going to get another chance somewhere, particularly with a running quarterback who's going to be taking more hits. So it's good to know you got a guy that's capable behind him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, with that, folks, appreciate your time and be sure to, as we always say, enjoy all of the amenities right here on the Autograph app. As outstanding options, your favorite blogs, your favorite podcasts, and of course, exclusive video offerings like the Michigan Football Film Study focused on the offense with Al Borges. So be sure to check it out. We'll be back next week.
Next week.
Next edition of the Michigan Football Film Study focused on the offense with Al Borges. We'll see you then.
Go Blue!